Hello fellow tankers, this is Dauntless, and today I'm going to be playing a game in my 121, the Chinese tier 10 medium tank. The map today is Winterberg, or Runeberg if you will, and I'm going to be playing with my buddy Brennan in his T57 heavy tank. Now usually it's a pretty common move for me to try to take the middle of the map, whether I push around, let's see, this area here in the field, or even take this alleyway right here. But looking at their lineup, they have a lot of heavy tanks, and I feel like my presence is going to be more valuable here in the city, as well as the fact that they have a couple Batchat autoloaders, and I really don't want to get caught in the open with those vehicles. So this position is really strong. I realized that no one really was going to take it, and so I decided to put myself here with only one arty. I feel like the odds of me being killed by that are very slim, and so I'm going to be able to side scrape here, and I'm going to be able to hold this position quite effectively, granted, as long as nothing pushes into the E1 area. That's kind of my counter here. And gun velocity fail. I've been playing so much on my Leopard 1 lately, grinding for the tank marathon, that I'm unable to predict my gun's velocity. It does take me a little bit to catch back onto it, but after that I am able to put a few good shots in. I am firing heat because I'm able to, I'm not going to be able to penetrate the cheeks of these vehicles very reliably without it. And I noticed that the E3s are pushing around into E1, and now this is very, very bad. And I need to be aware of exactly where they are, because they could potentially put a 1-2 shot into me and make me very, very crippled. And our Jagdpanther 100, I'm not sure exactly what he was going for. I think he was trying to hold down behind that well. Unfortunately, it's going to be his demise. And the second he dies, and I see these E3s pushing around the corner, I decide that it's time to engage them instead of the other vehicles, because the second I try to side scrape, I'm going to expose my side to the E3s, and I really don't want to do that. So I'm looking for a shot here. It's kind of fortunate that this Jagdpanther 100 died, because now his dead vehicle is allowing me to use it. I'm using his dead vehicle as cover. And normally these vehicles would have more shots on me, except for he's kind of blocking them with his dead body. So kind of fortunate there. E3 is shooting APCR at me, and he's only able to connect to my track, meaning he really didn't have a shot on me there other than that. And so I know that I'm still relatively safe here if I want to push forward and get a shot. I don't want to risk it too much, however, and I was actually thinking that Artie's probably going to be looking at me right about now, and in fact, he does put a nice 500 roll into me. Kind of hurts, but it's okay. I can take a little bit of damage for the amount that I've already put out. This E3 tries to put another shot into me. I'm not sure if he was shooting for me, if I was still lit or not. Maybe it was just a blind shot, but now I know that he's fired. I back up, trying to get one more shot into him. Kind of a bad shot on my part. I don't think that would have connected anyway, but he backed up right when I fired, and again, the velocity is not what I'm used to. I should have let that shot a little bit more. Now the E3 has taken a shot. One of them has anyway. He bounces me. I'm able to connect a shot into him. Somehow I had HE loaded, which I think was unintentional, and I realized my mistake there, and so I switched back over to my heat rounds. Now that those E3s are distracted, I believe that I have enough cover with these Jagdpanther E100s to pull forward and get a shot in. I'm able to get the shot in, but unfortunately both those E3s are able to connect shots into me. It's not what I really anticipated, and unfortunately I lost the majority of my health doing so. So now I back up. I decide, okay, I need to regroup, and I need to try to figure out what I wanted to do next. And I actually think about turning around and driving away, and then I actually decide, okay, these guys actually don't realize that I'm probably going to fall back. And so the fact that I was there was the reason why those E3s were unable to push around that corner. Me falling back and then coming back again, it was a bluff. I was hoping that they would think that I wouldn't be there anymore, and in fact they fell for it. They completely pushed around the corner. I'm able to finish off the one, and the other one is a complete broadside to me. I'm waiting for my reload, and I'm going to hopefully pull forward and finish him off. So I don't want to be too sneaky, because there's a Jagdpanther E100 there. I side scrape, waiting for the shot. Don't quite have it. He's looking at me, but by looking at me, he gives his side. Actually, no, it was just the Conqueror GC that was able to finish him off. But now this Kronwagen is out of position. I'm able to put a nice shot into his side. He bounces me. One more shot till I can kill him. I decide, okay, screw it. I'm going to pull forward, risk it, and finish him off. So all of those plays were really crucial in me winning this game, especially falling back and finishing off that E3, because that could have potentially been bad. really unlucky that I hit the very top of that T-57's turret. I realized I can take one more hit. I really want to finish him off. Should have been a nice cheek shot as well. Hit the exact same spot as last time and bounced again, and now I'm out of heat shells, which is okay. I probably shouldn't have been spamming them as much as I have been anyway, but now I realize that it's no longer in my best interest to try to peek that corner again, but I decided that I should probably try to finish off at least one of these tanks while the Foch is taking a lot of the hits. And so I was going to fall back initially, but then I realized that, okay, they're probably distracted. They think that I'm not going to poke anymore, and I'm able to at least finish off that U-100. Okay, now there's really no point in peeking that corner. I really abuse this corner a lot, and I really don't want Artie to take a shot at me anymore. And I am kind of, pushing my luck here a little bit by doing so. So now, looking at the map, our field has been completely neglected. An STRV is over there. The Batchat is most likely going to be peeking around that corner any second to try to clip out our WZ-1115A, and I need to get back as quickly as possible to try to engage them. So coming around this corner, I decided I need to take a shot on this STRV. I don't have a shot quite yet, and so I pull forward hoping to spot something else. The Batchat is there. Really, really lucky that I connected. The odds are I probably would have missed that shot, 9 times out of 10, but again, you don't hit the shots that you never take, and so it was lucky, but I figured he was going to shoot me, and he was most likely fully aimed, and so I was just a split second faster in pulling the trigger. It was really RNG that I connected that shot, but if I hadn't, he would have most likely killed me, and so it was the decision that I made on the fly. So falling back here, I'm really the only tank left other than our artillery. Everyone else has been taken out, and my gun gets taken out, but again, RNG blesses me right there, where I'm able to connect a shot onto that T-57 that I missed the turret of so many times, and able to finish him off. Now this Object 140 is side scraping. I don't know exactly what he's doing. I don't think he's tracked, but I switch over to an HE shell because I know I'm not going to be able to penetrate him right there. I put a nice crit hit into him, and I can reload one more time. One more HE shell into his side should be able to finish him off. I think he figures out what I'm trying to do, however, and he fixes his track, and I don't think he is going to show his side again. So now I've found myself in kind of an interesting situation. They still have an artillery which is putting shots into me, which honestly I probably should have relocated because I knew I was lit there. But I'm at 5 kills, I have an artillery, and they have 2 kills, or 2 tanks left. 140, which I believe is a one-shot, as well as their STRV-103, which is a one-shot. Now, coming out of this corner, I gotta be really careful, and I spot their STRV. Now I'm gonna slow this down for you guys because it's actually pretty entertaining to watch. STRV with my AP rounds, the odds of me penetrating him frontally are pretty much zip, unless I can hit his cupola. So he coming around the corner here, and the second he realizes that he's lit and he needs a shot, he slams on his brakes, which tilts his tank forward, and I'm able to get a clean shot onto his cupola. Really, it was a snap decision on my part to make that shot, but it was game-changing right there, because if I was unable to penetrate him and he was able to move forward, he could have potentially scissored me with the 140, and it would have been game over right there. And so again, it was kind of lucky that I made that shot, but it was very, very well thought out in that snap second that I had. When I noticed that his tank was going to tip forward, I made that shot. And those are, again, the little things that I do as a player that makes me a little bit more competitive than, let's say, the average player, because I understand tank dynamics, tank weak spots, all of that stuff, and use them and abuse them to the best of my extent. So now I have myself in a 2v2 situation. They have a Conqueror GC, we have a Conqueror GC. I'm in a one-shot medium, they're in a one-shot medium. It's pretty similar, and the mistake a lot of people make in these situations is that they kind of camp the whole time. The only reason I'm sitting in this position here is because, one, artillery hit me here and I ran away, and so I feel like they're not going to predict me to be in the same position again, and two, that STRV came around that one side and I thought that I might catch the 140 out of position, especially if he was hiding where he was last spotted in that little crevice. So I'm just going to wait it out a little bit, and I might end up actually fast forwarding it here for you guys because I think it's a little bit boring. Yep. And I decide that it's in my best interest to try to get out of here, because if they know where I am and I just continue to sit there, it's not going to really pay off in the long run. And really breaking it down and thinking about exactly where these tanks are going to be, STRV pushed out into the open right around K4. their Object 140 was last lit in the city. Now, the 140, he probably is going, if I was him, and, you know, the northern base actually has more of an advantage for camping because they have those really good bushes on A6, A7. And if I was him, I would probably be hiding in those bushes because you can easily control and see a lot of around your base as well as the middle and anything pushing into your cap from the city from there. My base, however, he can easily catch me by surprise, and I really don't want to put myself in that situation. And so I'm going to approach the A6, A7 area the most sneaky way possible, and this is really the only avenue that you can approach that. Again, my prediction, because he didn't get lit in the city, he didn't try to help his STRV, and because he didn't push out by the cap and I didn't spot him, I realized, okay, the only position he could really be in is in the A6, A7 area, unless he's camping down here at, like, let's say E5. He could be hiding in the middle here. But regardless, this is a way to try to flush him out and to also take out their artillery. I'm going to try to surprise their artillery as well as their 140. And look at that. Their Conqueror GC is completely out of position, and I'm going to be able to finish him off. Actually, Art already is able to finish him off, and I decide I need to hide behind this building here and wait for myself to get unlit. Now, these kind of chess situations where you have to try to predict enemy movement, they're my favorite moments in World of Tanks. And if you actually think about it, think about that Conqueror GC's position for a second. If you were playing in that Conqueror GC, where would you be hiding? Would you really be sitting in the middle of the map like that out of position if your 140 was sitting at A6, A7? Probably not. If the 140 was sitting in A6, A7, if I was Artie, I'd be right next to him, kind of trying to hide. And so the fact that he was out of position right there, made me realize that there was probably nothing on their cap, and he was scared for his life, and he was hiding in a position where he thought would be more safe, meaning the 140 is most likely in the center of the map. And so I'm still going to be careful pulling around this corner, but my prediction is that the 140 is most likely somewhere in the middle of the map, and he's going to be making a play either to push towards me or try to get spots on me or something. And so now I have the advantage here. I'm in that sneaky position I was telling you about that this camp has, where I can use these bushes and I can push forward, and look at that, I'm able to spot him. I am hauled down here, so I know I can take the shot without him really being able to take a shot on me. He misses, I connect, and I am able to finish off the game. 7 kills, 7,400 damage with 400 assist. You know, not an amazing game, but I thought it was pretty fun to watch. I also thought it was pretty fun to play. And those situations where, you know, you're kind of down to a one shot and you have to be sneaky and take advantage of other players, using map knowledge and your tank strengths, everything like that. You know, it's really what this game is all about, and I really do enjoy that. I feel like not a lot of games have that aspect to them. And so, again, I think it was a pretty good game, and hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that. Anyway, guys, if you like that replay, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a like down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more content like this in the future. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.